Hey y'all, ladies, how y'all feel? Fellas, y'all all right out there? It's your girl Tina E, and I'm back, and I'm here again with another video. Let's get into it, honey. So what we doing today? Today we are going to be making some crusted Parmesan pork chops. Yeah, we're gonna eat some pork chops tonight that I'm gonna cook for the family. Crusted Parmesan, and they're just about to be good. And if you have not already, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Tina Space E103. If you have not already, please like and subscribe to my business YouTube channel, YWBD Mobile Bar, because as always, I promise that you won't be disappointed. All right, let's get into this video. To the recipe is down in the comments or in the description below. Make sure that you look it up so you can make this for your family and your man too, honey. Just like me, boo boo. Let's get into it. Boo. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to mix is our dry mix, and that includes Panko Breadcrumbs, and you can get those from Walmart or any grocery store, and grated Parmesan cheese. And we are going to mix this on a flat surface and mix it well so that when we get ready to dip the chops inside it, they'll cover evenly, and that's very important when you're making this meal. So you're going to spread those breadcrumbs across that pan or across that flat surface, and on top of it you're going to spread the grated Parmesan cheese. Now, one of the things that we are going to do is we're going to season this dry mix. That is very important when you're making something with a dry mix and a wet mix, because when you dip it in the wet mix, if you season that meat already, then it's probably going to come off when you dip it in the wet mix, and by the time you get ready to dip it in the dry mix. So as you can see, you see me going ahead and seasoning up this dry mix with that Adobe. That Adobe ain't want to come out good, y'all. And right there, that's that secret sauce, that secret seasoning that's gonna be coming out soon. I don't know if I'm dropping it. Somebody I know might be dropping it. Just know that it tastes good, okay? Season that mix up, okay? Make sure you season it good, because this is what you're going to taste on the outside of the meat, whatever type of meat you use to make this Parmesan crusted. Right here, I'm making pork chops. Now, you might make it with salmon, you might make it with chicken, whatever you make it, make sure that it's seasoned good. You see all the seasonings that I used. Once you get it all seasoned up and seasoned good, you are going to mix it. Okay, before you mix it, you're going to drop some of this parsley. I know somebody said, oh, why are you using parsley? Because parsley tastes good. Like, it gives the food a fresh flavor to me. I don't know why I like it, but it tastes real good. But mix it on up. Mix it up really, really well, or really good. And the reason why you're mixing it good, you see those little cheese balls right there? You want to make them flat, because you don't want your meat to be clumpy when you eating it. You want everything to be evenly coated, so it'll cook well, and that way you'll make sure that it's done on the inside. Okay, once you finish seasoning and mixing that dry mix up, we're gonna head on over. Look, I was just showing y'all a little piece how that thing should look. Head on over to the wet mix. And the wet mix just consists of course, depending on how much meat you have, depending on what type of meat you're using, I use 3 eggs, 3 large brown cage-free eggs. And then on top of those eggs, you are going to pour a little milk on top of them. I drink lactate milk, that's fat-free milk, or you can use some buttermilk, a little bit of buttermilk, because buttermilk is way thicker than regular milk. And as you can see as well, I'm going to season the wet mix as well too. Why are we seasoning the wet mix? Because we want everything to taste even. We don't want it, one of them things to be seasoned real well, then the other one tastes real bland. Now, we ain't rocking like that. Y'all see that special seasoning? Then you're going to whip it, and whip it good. You're going to whip it, and whip it good. You want everything even. That's the key to these type of meals. Even. Move that out the way. There go my meat. Look at those pork chops. They look good. They look good. I season my meat in a bowl. Some of y'all might season it in the sink. No, I season mine in the bowl and I spread them out like that. Spread whatever it is that I'm seasoning out like that, so everything can be evenly coated. Now, once you finish seasoning the meat, you're going to have to get your hands dirty. So if you are not the type of cook or the type of chef that likes to get your hands dirty, then this may not be the meal for you. Or you can put some gloves on. You can do whatever floats your boat. Okay, season that meat up. Season it up. I was having a little trouble seasoning it up. Season it good, and once you get it all seasoned and evenly coated, you are going to use your hands to mix it all up. Let's go. A little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, and a little bit of adobe. That adobe did not want to work for me at all, honey. Oh, and can't forget about the parsley. Yes, more parsley. Mix it up. Use your hands. Use your hands. Use your hands and mix it right. Use your hands. Use your hands and mix it right. We're gonna get ready to base our pan. We're getting ready to base our pan, and we're going to base our pan with a little bit of butter all over the pan. The reason why we do this is because you got to remember, you just mix eggs, milk, and some panko breadcrumbs and cheese, and you don't want it to stick when you put it in the oven. Pet peeve, you don't want it to stick. Now let's dip and dip and dip and dip and dip and dip. Evenly coated in the egg, in the wet mix. Whatever you want to call it, drop it in the dry mix. Now I want y'all to watch how I evenly coat these chops in that dry mix. This is very important because we don't want to be eating halfway crunchy oven baked food. This is really what you call shake and bake. And you know when your mama used to go back in the store and she buy that little bag food and it was called shake and bake. Well, baby, this homemade shake and bake. Homemade shake and bake. You see how I'm pressing that down? I'm pressing it down because I want those breadcrumbs and that cheese to be evenly coated on those pork chops. I'm pressing it down, evenly coated. I'm going to turn it over. You're going to see me beat it a little bit too. Yeah, I beat it a little bit. It ain't mean no harm to it, but I beat it a little bit. And that's simply because, as I stated before, you want it to be evenly covered. You want everything to taste the same. Go ahead and beat it. Beat it, T. Beat it. Beat it. Beat it. No one wants to beat it. Beat it. Evenly coated. Yes. Evenly coated. Then you're going to flip it. Pat it a little bit. Beat it a little bit. There you have it. Yes. There you have it. Look at them. Even. Everything looks the same. Turn the stove up. I cooked it on 375 because my stove cooks extremely fast and I didn't want to burn them. Place them in the oven. I'm going to say for about 30, because you got to remember you're cooking on 375, so that's kind of hot. So for about 35 minutes, you're going to cook them. And here we go. I'm going to those homemade mashed potatoes, honey. Get those potatoes. You make sure you boil them. These potatoes were already boiled and softened. And I'm mashing them up. Yep, mashing them up real good. Mashing them up real good. And before I mix them, I'm going to season them. A little bit of black pepper. Not a lot. I don't have a heavy hand when I season. A little bit of salt. Not a lot. Drop some butter. A lot. You want to use a good portion of that. And a little bit of milk. This the trick right here. And you're going to use a hand mixer to mix those mashed potatoes up to get them nice, soft, and fluffy. Almost like an air pack, honey, baby. When I finish mixing up those mashed potatoes, they be good, nice, and fluffy, but thick at the same time. Not runny and tasting like grits almost. No, baby, this is not your mama mashed potatoes. This is Tina E mashed potatoes, honey. Look at them. Fluffy, flowing. Just keep it flowing, baby. Yeah, just like that. They look so creamy. Yes, and light and fluffy. Season it again. Little bit of salt. And I'm going to add a little bit of milk because they a little too thick for me. Another dab. And mix it again. And then you will see the outcome. I made corn with this. It was something simple and basic to make for the family. Quick little meal for the family. Look at those mashed potatoes. Them things is fluffy, baby. They look almost like whipped cream. And there you have it. Crusted Parmesan pork chops with homemade mashed potatoes and corn, baby. That meal was bussin', banging. The hubby loved it. The kids loved it. It was awesome. And I hope you guys love this video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Tina E103, my business channel, YWBD Mobile Bar. As always, I promise you won't be disappointed.